Well, hello again. One of the regular viewers left me a comment saying, take a look at this guy. He's a psychic medium. He channels spirits from the dead, and do an investigation and give your opinion. And I thought, oh, you know, psychics and spirits and poltergeists and all that. It's not my thing, to be perfectly honest. I think it's all rubbish. I followed the link and had a look at a couple of this chap's videos, and I saw nothing that changed my mind, to be perfectly honest. He says, oh, there's a lot of frauds out there, you know, they're using different types of recording devices. Of course, you can never really tell what's on the recording, you know, and they're frauds. I'm the real thing, of course, and I'm the real thing. Just ask me. So anyway, I had a look at some of this guy's stuff, and I thought it was pretty weak. He's got a couple of little electronic recording devices, one in each hand. I don't know if that's unusual for these sort of people, whether they're like gunslingers. You know, some gunslingers have one gun, and the others have two. So they've got two recorders. I don't know if spirits operate in stereo, maybe. Anyway, I had a look at this thing, and usually, well, the usual sort of indistinguishable noises on these recorders is what I heard. They are really the spirit world equivalent of the fuzzy UFO picture. You know, the UFO pictures are always fuzzy. They're at the extreme focus of the cameras. You never get any good shots of them. This recording is a sort of fuzzy audio recording. It's the ghost hunters, psychic mediums equivalent of the fuzzy UFO picture. To be perfectly honest, I think it's unconvincing. It doesn't convince me there's anything going on. There's a couple of things to think about when you start thinking about ghosts and spirits and that sort of thing. Oh yeah, there was one bit on it that really did make me laugh. He couldn't channel his spirit guide because of the bad weather. So apparently they these ghosts, these spirits operate on shortwave. Okay, now what these people do, these ghost hunters, they tend to work at night, and they'll go to the deserted mansion, or they'll go to the old prison, and they usually get women. They'll usually get a few women, and they'll put them in these environments. They don't seem to do very much with men. I think men would probably just go ho-hum. But you psych the women up, you put them in a dark, scary place in the middle of the night. It's a few floorboards creak here and there, and before you know it, it's a pretty good video. You know, they're screaming and they're running around. Excellent. Just what you want for your paranormal show. Your paranormal investigators. That's right. You know, there's a paranormal investigators. There's a show that gets on the TV here in Australia, and that's what they do. It's almost all women. I haven't seen a lot of it, but I'm pretty sure the episodes I saw, they get these women and they put them in these environments in the middle of the night. You know, this house is haunted. We think this guy, this spirit, you know, has been here for 400 years. Well, actually, probably not in Australia, but you know what I mean. Bad example. Okay, if it was in England, it'd be 400 or 500 years, maybe even longer. But just think about that for a minute. Supposing I were to drop dead right now in front of this camera. My body's taken away, it's cremated. The ash is put in a vase, you know, put somewhere. Poor old Steve-O. Now, why would my spirit remain here? Right here, in this spot. During the day, during the night. Why would my spirit stay here for, you know, a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade, a century, a millennia or more? Why? What would be the point? Don't you think that if I was a spirit, I might get a little bit bored with that? Supposing I was just floating around in this room here, people are coming in, they're having their dinner, they're talking about their day. This is day after day, year after year, decade after decade, century after century, millennia after millennia. Don't you think I would be getting a tad bored with that? And I'd be waiting just for some paranormal investigator to come and set up in the middle of the night and say, "Hey, Steve, are you there? Are you there, Steve? Are you there?" And there'll be a... He said yes. He said, yes, I'm here, it's me. You know, it's almost as bad as, I don't know if you've ever seen any episodes of Skippy the Bush Kangaroo talking, you know, with the clicking, well, there's a plane crash, Skip. Yeah, there's at least 40 casualties. We get the emergency services immediately. Yeah, no, it's rubbish, basically. So anyway, the other thing too is what powers the spirit. You know, I mean, I eat food and I drink water and it keeps my body going. It powers my physical form. If I died, what would power my spirit? And this guy said that your normal form is your spirit form. You only take this physical form for a certain amount, and then you move into your spirit form, and that's your lot for the rest of eternity. Well, don't you think if this is the sort of training period for the being a spirit, that I will be able to put together a coherent sentence on a recorder if I was dead, if I was in spirit form, rather than all this, oh, well, you know, what was it? Oh, yeah, I think, what was that? And there was a funny noise. Oh, you got these women anyway in this basement, I think this haunted house, and everyone knows at night your hearing gain automatically goes up on your hearing. So everything's quiet, you hear a pin drop. And got a funny noise on his little recorder there, which I couldn't really tell was anything at all. And he said, that's You Wake Us. Did you hear that? It's saying, You Wake Us. Oh, really? Now, apart from it being an indecipherable noise, and that's his opinion of what this so-called spirit is actually saying, why isn't the spirit capable of speaking clearly, either audibly, so it can be picked up by the microphone, or if it's capable of imprinting some kind of signal into this electronic device, why is it indecipherable? If you've been training for your whole life to become a spirit, aren't you making a rather poor job of being a spirit if you can't communicate with people that are actually interested in communicating with it? To be honest, I'm not interested in investigating these people. Personally, I don't think it's worthwhile. I think they're all frauds. There is nothing to channeling spirits from the spirits of the dead. There's nothing to being psychic. You can't read what people's minds. You can't remote view. Anything to do with that sort of stuff is just rubbish. Just put a line through it. Forget it. It's tripe. Well, as is, come to think of it, as is all this other stuff. The Nephilim, is it, and the Anukai, and the Planet X that's coming to wipe us all out, and scuttlers and black goo, and oh dear, you know, the world's being run by reptiles. It's all rubbish. Just put a line through it. All this stuff is dreamt up to sell these crazy conspiracy theory magazines and keep these conspiracy theory channels going, so it rakes in some Google ad money. None of it is real. It's all rubbish. Anyway, I'm going off topic here, but I have no interest whatsoever in ghosts and poltergeists and all that sort of stuff. I came to the conclusion a very long time ago it was all rubbish. I've seen nothing to change my mind. I mean, my core interest is UFOs, ET. You know, is this planet really being visited by extraterrestrials? That's my core interest. All this other sort of peripheral rubbish, super soldiers, and, you know, black goo and all this. It's just nonsense. So that's about as much time as I'm going to spend looking into the paranormal in regard to ghosts and spirits and people that claim the ability to be able to channel them. In my opinion, it's all absolute rubbish. Don't waste your time with it. All right, well, my two bob's worth. Psychics cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. Thanks for watching.